at 11th, I was like half given up. I just gave up on my dreams. Like, it's fine. Like, I'll get into other colleges. That's how my mindset was.
Hello everyone. This is Nikhil Anna, and how are you, Nikhil?
I'm fine, guys. I'll be excited for this interview. And you? Oh, yeah.
I'm also doing great, and I'm ready for your questions. So, Nikhil, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. I'm Nikhi and I'm from Bangaluru. I got 96% in my board, 96 percentile from my JEE, and 10,000 rank in my advanced.
Wow, that's a very astonishing number that anyone can get. So let's start the interview. So the first question is, what was your parents' reaction when you qualified JEE mains and scored such a high marks in 12 boards?
Actually, when I got my result, I was actually sleeping on that day. My father had a big smile when I woke up. And then when I saw his smile, I asked what happened. Then he showed me my board result. And even I couldn't believe. I thought I lost more marks than expected, but thank God for the lenient correction. Board went pretty good. And JEE mains, I didn't expect, like, I actually went with a I don't care mind. I just went, wrote I gave an attempt, how much ever I knew, because I had a lot of lab exams and pre-boards when I gave my first attempt. So I really had a lot of my plate. So I just gave first attempt with not much preparation, but I was surprised to see the 96 percentile. So yeah, that was the reaction.
So can you briefly describe your journey for preparing JEE and what are the key challenges you faced and how did you overcome?
Question now. Like every wannabe engineer, everyone wants to go to IIT, NIT, IIT or GFTI. Even I had that big dream. So when I finished my 10th, my parents got me into Akash. And I wouldn't say Akash wasn't helpful. It was with a lot of materials and that support. But I felt more connected to Vedantu and Physics Wala because I could watch them whenever I want. I didn't have any restrictions like I have to join at 5 o'clock and finish by at 8 o'clock. I could just learn from whenever I want. And at that, we even had the lockdown in 11th, and the lockdown had hit me hard. Like most students, I fell into the trap of distractions, Instagram reels, vagera vagera.
Well,
At 11th, I was like half given up. And then at 12th, I saw the syllabus. Actually, 12th syllabus was much easier than 11th syllabus. So when I looked through the 12th syllabus, I felt comfortable with it. So then I'm like, you know what? Let's not give up on our dream completely. Let's restart it, but slower and steadier. Not like I'll go full 12 hours a day and get exhausted and just give up in the middle. That's worse than start achieving anything. And then, so I just got physics for, I didn't get subscription. I just saw from the YouTube video, which just free. And then I just saw them revise. I was mostly board oriented. Even though I wanted a great college from JEE. But yeah, I didn't have that determination with it. But yeah, then we are here, right?
so Nikhil is my senior, and Nikhil, I want this. This is my personal question. Okay, me and my friends are struggling with this. So how did you manage all of your homework, projects, lab record, assignment, like given by the school and while preparing for JEE? Like we are struggling to manage all of these things.
Yeah, those things were annoying as well. Thing is, when I got my assignments, I honestly didn't used to do them much. I just used to go to class and copy them. Not the teachers don't really care that much, like when it comes to assignment and homework. And when they especially know that you're pretty good in class, they honestly don't mind all. And coming to lab exams and lab, I actually used to enjoy them because I have interest in physics and math. I just used to enjoy the lab. Lab was one of the fun part of the school life I there. But coming to like balancing them with JEE, even I found it hard at 11, especially with lockdown. And after I got 12, I started with board. When I was comfortable with board, I took it to the next level, that is JEE. I didn't just rush to JEE because you need a good foundation for JEE to get started. So that's what I did. And I'd say even projects just come into like last 2 weeks of the year, and then you have to rush it. I just gave every studies up and just finished all the projects and submitted them, and then got back to study instead of doing half up. And yeah, that's how I manage.
Yeah, we are doing the same thing. So, so the next question is like, JEE is the requires a balance between all three subjects: physics, chemistry, maths. How did you ensure you allotted enough time for each subject during the preparation?
I had genuine interest in physics and math, but chemistry, I hated it. Like all the exceptions,
Week to week.
all the it just doesn't make sense to me. I like things that make sense, like physics. It makes perfect sense, and I love the movie Interstellar. I love every physics movie. Watching Oppenheimer as well, and just the curiosity in me just didn't let me give up on physics and math. Math is very hard. I wouldn't argue with that. JEE math is just terribly mind-boggling. But yeah, physics was like something I never gave up on. Just continued doing it because I actually liked it. Chemistry, I just had to see some one-shot videos, see main chapters, and board में तो you just have to write stories. कुछ तो लिख के आओ उसके बारे में, then give some marks. So that's what I did. For JEE, I saw some one-shots and saw some tricks on how to solve them, and pray to God I remember them on the next day.
Oh, okay, okay. Great. So, moving on. So, which subject did you feel most confident about and why? And which one of do you find more challenging? And how did you work on improving on those areas?
Mm-hmm. Like, as I told, physics too, I had very interest in. So that wasn't a concern. I was very confident in it. But yeah, chemistry, I just had to do last minute revision, last minute one shot. Just hope that I'll get the easy questions, things I studied. In JEE especially, you do not need to study every chapter. Some have very low weightage. In mains, you have to study every one. If you just get if the exam is for 300 marks, if you get 100 marks, you are somewhere in top 1000. It's very hard question. You don't need to study every subject, every chapter for it. You just need to know one chapter very deep. Else you can't solve anything. What's the point of learning all this? So that's how I had the mentality in JEE. I just studied the chapters I had interest in, which overlapped with physics, and just grinded them. And organic chemistry, just use some tricks, some shorts, use them.
So this is a personal question, okay? Because I'm also studying in chemistry, okay? So which did you focus more, organic or inorganic?
Which I what?
Which in chemistry, what you focus organic chemistry or inorganic chemistry mainly?
दोनों नहीं physical किया था. Inorganic it is annoying because you have to buy hard so many stuff. D block, oh my god, don't remind me. Thank God I finished my one. And then organic too, कुछ भी होता रहता है. I just had to you have to cover your bases first. Halo alkanes, halo arenes, so perfect होना चाहिए. उसके बिना कोई और chapter समझ नहीं आएगा. And then physical chemistry to physics overlap. So it's very much common to them, to people who like physics. So they can easily solve it.
Okay.
So that's how.
So because every aspirant have a lowest point in their journey. So what were your lowest point in your JEE preparation journey, and how did you overcome them?
I wouldn't say lowest point, but at 11th I was very procrastinative. I just gave up on my dreams. It's fine. I'll get into other colleges. That's how my mindset was. Because firstly lockdown, nobody's gonna force me, and then I just didn't have the mindset to do it. Not very determined, I'd say. But again, that was my lowest point. And overcoming it was when 12 started going offline, and that really helped when the teachers are there to help you, and that the subject isn't really hard to concentrate. That changed me, I guess. And I restarted my journey.
Wonderful. So, can you share any tips on how to keep calm and maintain focus during the actual JEE main exam or any board exam?
As I told, for my first attempt in JEE, I had it in between my 3 boards and lab exams. I was very busy with them, and I just went and wrote first attempt. I wasn't even that prepared. I just had 1 week's preparation and just went and wrote. I had that calm mind. I just didn't care about the exam. I just went there, saw some question. I was like, oh, I saw that formula before, so let me just try and solve it. If I get it, I'll take it. If not, I have that clear mind, which really helps a lot. If you're in like tension and you're panicking everything, you're gonna miss everything. Like you're gonna miss the corner cases. In JEE, it's all about the corner cases anyway. Like you're gonna miss so many things, and you're gonna get negative marks instead of what you would have got. So I'd say that me being underprepared actually helps me get better. So
Oh, okay. So, are there any changes or strategy you wish you had known earlier in your preparation for JEE, for preparation of JEE and as well as boards?
I wouldn't say like I didn't know any strategy. Wait, like I just I wouldn't say call this a strategy, but I followed this a technique of not studying much while attending an exam, like छोटे मोटे exam, like unit test, pre-board भी है, consider
Right.
I just used to, like I was like अभी unit test which you have every month. I just used to go and write exam without much preparation at all, and that will let you know how much you actually know the subject. Instead of studying everything properly, if I just write the exam as a dummy exam, and I get to know, oh, okay, this I have no idea. Oh, this I remember something about benzene. I just write something. And some things I would know perfectly because I had interest in some subject. And that then you'll get to know how underprepared or how prepared are you. So that next final exam, when there's a main exam, you can study properly. I'd say even experimenting with techniques helps me. Like before, I used to study from textbooks and notes, then I shifted to YouTube, then I shifted to my own notes again. Just experimenting with how to study also helps in the dummy exam. So that at final exam, you know what really works instead of at final exam experimenting with what you studied.
Okay. So, the last question is, now you're stepping into a new phase of life, and so what are the advices would you like to give to the future aspirants or students preparing for the exam?
Yeah, the very important thing is earlier is better. Instead of starting late, had I started like with this mindset and 11, I would have been much better. I'm not saying I'm the best at all. I'm not even that great at it. But if I had started my journey earlier, if I had been consistent, it's always better. And I'm telling you how to maintain this consistency is easy. Don't overburden yourself. Don't start like, okay, I have to study 12 hours. You see these interviews of like other toppers who say, I studied like 16 hours a day. It's ridiculous, yeah. How to like, you gotta enjoy your life too.
Yeah.
And like, even I started like when I was in 10th, I used to see those videos. I was like, okay, that's what it takes. I'll also do the same thing. I did like first 1 week, give up. Or nahi hota. You see your friends enjoying, having fun, going out. You don't feel like studying. Even if you study, you don't have the mood and like concentration to study. So I'd say start slow, like 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day, and then slowly build up, gain confidence, solve questions. Revision is very important. Like, without revision, that even studying it doesn't matter if you don't revise. Like after 2-3 months, you'll forget everything anyway. So it's very important to revise like weekly about what you did like previous week and all. And then be consistent, take it more, but steady.
Okay. So okay, like another personal question, like what is your like future plans?
Future plan abhi, like I always had interest in computer science. That was my most favorite subject from really type. By coding, I just do it most of the time. I have genuine interest in problem solving and stuff. So I just get into computer science engineering, I guess. I've given like other exams as well, like KSET, Comet K, whichever I get in better college at, I'll just join, I guess. And yeah, that's what I'm going to computer science.
So thank you, Nikhi, for this interview and for time. And so can you say like subscribe to me, to everyone?
Wow. And I think this video wouldn't be complete without me thanking the people who were there with me throughout my like tough times and who stayed with me and helped me become who I am. I'd like to thank my parents. Sorry, ka common dialogue. I'd like to thank my parents and my best friend Nandini, like who stayed helped me in every case possible, and to make me who I am, I guess. And of course, subscribe to this channel. You get that content every now and then.
If you really like this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be coming up with many more videos in future. So bye bye, tata, goodbye.